Hi everyone, this is Prashad Parthiban. Today I am going to explain the differences between reinstatement transaction versus rewrite transaction. So when it comes to property and casualty insurance, these are two of the main transactions, and whenever I speak to a junior BA or who is new to property and casualty insurance, when I ask them the differences, they are not able to articulate it correctly. So I wanted to take an example and explain what is the basic difference between reinstatement and rewrite. So let's take an example. If I have a customer who has a personal auto policy for 1 year, so his effective date is January 1st, 2022 and his expiration date is December 31st, 2022. Now the customer for some reason have not made regular payments. So assume that as of March 15th, 2022, you have cancelled the policy because of non-payment. Customer have been given enough time, you have not yet made any payment. Now what happens is, when customer comes to know that his policy is cancelled, on the same day he is making the required payment to the insurance carrier. When they do that, in any policy system, we can reinstate that. If you receive a payment on the same day, you reinstate the policy as of March 15th, 2022. Now your policy is back to have an expiration date of December 31st, 2022. That's why we say reinstatement is a transaction that removes this cancellation from the policy period so that there is no lapse in coverage. Now let's see what is rewrite with an example. So same example, I have a customer who has a personal auto policy. His effective date is January 1st, 2022. Now, for some reason, when you issue the policy, say like you are giving policy for Prashad Parthiban, when you issue the policy, you misspelled the name incorrectly, right? So what happens is, whenever you misspell or do some clerical mistakes, like if you do a policy change, the original document is going to still have the wrong spelling, right? So what we do in this case, we cancel the policy for a reason as rewritten and then write the new policy. So that is why we are rewriting the policy. So the catch or the important points to notice, when you rewrite the policy, it is not mandatory to have the same policy effective date or policy expiration date. In this example, the initial policy effective date was January 1st, 2022. Now your new policy effective date is February 1st, 2022, which is absolutely fine. Again, one more thing, if you see, this is called as full term rewrite, which means you issued the policy today, you found that there is a missing spelling mistake, and then you cancel the policy immediately, and then you are rewriting it full term. So that's what we call it as full term. Let's see one more example. Say this policy is effective from January 1st, 2022. Now what happens is, your policy was effective for like 2 months. As of March 15th, 2022, we got a requirement saying that for this policy, the producer of record, like whoever the producer who got the policy for the customer, is changing. Now what you do is, you change the producer of record. As most of you know, when you want to change the producer of record, you need to do a rewrite. You cannot do it through policy change. When you do that, the first 2 months this policy was there effective, first 1.5 months. Now from March 15th onwards, you need to have a new producer of record through a rewrite transaction. This is what we call it as midterm rewrite, which means first 2-3 months you have it the original term. Now you are cancelling it, and then the remaining 8 months or 7.5 months or like whatever the remaining term, you are having it as a rewrite transaction. So in this case, as of March 15th, 2022, you kind of cancel this policy and then you rewrite a policy which is effective from March 15th, 2022 until the remainder of the term. One thing to note here is, if you see, it can be remainder of the term, which means your expiration date can be December 31st, 2022, or it can be different date. If you wanted to extend your expiration date, you can extend it. So now let's see what is the difference between reinstatement and rewrite. So if you see this example, there is no lapse in coverage, which means you have a policy January 1st, 2022, your policy got cancelled on March 15th, 2022. When you reinstate, you are not giving any lapse. You are reinstating as of March 15th, 2022. So your reinstatement effective date and the cancellation effective date is on the same day. Whereas in the rewrite, you can have a lapse in coverage. In this case, if you have a policy which is say like January 1st, you can change your date and then kind of have your effective date in different scenario. Similarly, in this example, if you have a policy where you cancelled it as of March 15th, 2022, you can always start a new term, rewritten term on as of April 15th, 2022. So there can be a lapse in coverage when it comes to rewrite. When it comes to reinstatement, there can never be a lapse in coverage. The second example or second difference is the expiration date is never going to change in case of reinstatement, or policy effective date is never going to change. But from this example you can see I can change the effective date, I can change the expiration date. So these are the two critical differences between reinstatement and rewrite. I hope you like my training videos. If you like my training videos, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Have a great day. Bye bye.